Today we are going to be doing Q&A. Any questions that people have, the people that are on this call, some of you guys are going to be getting a ton of your questions answered because you're on this call. Anything that you've been dying to ask, anything related to sales, anything related to ads, anything related to prospecting, anything related to niches that you should select, anything related to anything that is in the realm of digital real estate, rank and rent digital real estate, or as I like to call it, rent then rank. We're going to be talking about everything on this call. So if you have a question, start dropping it in the comments. I am going to go over if we have any questions on my previous post. I'm going to be answering those questions first. So if you have questions, start dropping them. Aaron Houston, what's up? G. Alex Vargas, what's up? Aaron, I think you are in, I want to say Texas, but I could be crazy because your last name's Houston. Alex Vargas, where are you at? Herman says, hello, everyone. Emmanuel Gonzalez, have you experienced the business operation verification from Google? We will get to that in just a moment. Aaron says, nice hotel room. Guys, if you have questions, all the people that are on right now, you can start dropping them in the comments. I am going to share a couple of thoughts, and then we are going to jump into all things Q&A. Again, anything related to sales, which would include prospecting, which is also cold calling, would include overcoming objections, eliminating objections, closing the deal, what to do after the deal, Stripe, whatever it is. I have never done a Q&A in this group because frankly, I think Q&As are a cop-out most of the time and they suck and people's questions are really stupid. But because we haven't ever done one, I think we're going to get good quality questions in here. So no question is off limits. And I mean nothing. So if you got something that's weird, ask it. If you got something that's sensitive, go ahead and ask it. If you got something you think is going to make me sweat, please ask it. We got some, I'm feeling great today. Aaron Vogler says he's from Virginia. Aaron Houston is actually in Houston and his last name is Houston. That's amazing. Justin Holland, what's up, bro? I know where you're at, bro. I know you're a North Carolina boy. Alex is in Jersey. Jerry Ward says hotels again, back in Vegas, guys, back in Vegas. Bruce, can you run all accounts? Okay, great question, Bruce. We'll get to that. Alan says got ads running. Dope. That's a great question. I'm going to come to that. Beautiful. Okay, we got some great questions coming in. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. Appreciate you guys tagging anybody. I actually have one or two more people in mind that I want to tag. Give me just a minute. I have one or two. Just some of the old faithfuls that I want on this call. Give me just a second. Let me add, I was thinking of somebody. Maybe they'll come to my mind here in just a second. Okay, guys, let's do this thing. Let's freaking do this thing. By the way, today I'm sitting, just so everybody knows, I am in Las Vegas, Nevada, AKA Sin City, AKA Cowboy Kyle is standing right here. If you see a tall ass, giant Sasquatch freaking unit that can smash food and beverage and other things, that is Kyle. Cowboy Kyle coming at you live. He's going to be just, bouncing around in the back. We got Isaac in the house, aka Ike, did the mural, does my videos, and slinging deals on the side. He's 22, looks 14, but he's killing the game, dude. He's standing over here, he's laying on the floor. So we got a crew of the house today. I'm excited to do this call. Two things I want to share really, really quick is something that I covered in the, we talked yesterday in our digital landlords group, and I shared just a simple concept. And I want you guys to take this and think about it as you're going into this year, as you're going into 2023. I want you just to think about this. Bro, make sure you film some clips of this, by the way. I want you guys to think about this. This is what I shared. It's very simple, but I want you guys to realize that sometimes making money, and maybe not even sometimes, but maybe all the time, making money doesn't need to be complicated. Maybe you're making it too complicated, and that is the reason that you're not making money. Maybe you're overcomplicating the process, and you're sitting there trying to find this missing piece or add this or add that or do a new service or whatever. And really, it just needs to be simplified. Okay. And I want to just remind everybody on this call that the year that I blew up, which is in 2020, okay, I'd been doing this for 3-4 years. I had been failing. I was trying to do SEO. I was trying to do pay-per-lead. I was trying to do rev share deals. I was trying to do arbitrage. I had Kyle trying to help me. We were doing all kinds of stuff and nothing was working. I couldn't crack that 10K mark. And of that 10K, that wasn't all profit. And of that 10K, most of it was SEO. So it was fluctuating. And of that 10K, the part that was lead gen was pay per lead. So guess what? In the winters, my revenue dipped. And it wasn't until I simplified, it wasn't until I got very, very granular about what I was looking to do, and I got rid of everything and I started eliminating. That's when my business blew up. Okay. I said, I am done with SEO. I am done selling swag. I am done selling social media. I am done building websites. I am done doing all these services. I was trying to peddle software. I was trying to do go high level affiliate commissions. I was trying to do consulting. I was trying all these different revenue streams and making no money. So for those of you that have 15 revenue streams, why don't you look at the one that's making you the most money and triple, quadruple, 5x down on that? Okay. But I would also have you consider that if the one that you're making the most money in is, if that's not the most scalable of the 3, 4, 5, then maybe you should also take that into consideration. So in 2020, I just got very, very focused on one thing. And that was, how do we scale up flat fee lead generation? That's it. Okay. We stopped worrying about pay per lead. I stopped chasing SEO. I stopped building websites. I stopped doing all this stuff. We focused on one thing, flat fee lead generation. And we mastered that. And we figured out how to pre-sell that. And we figured out how to price that. And we figured out what niches to go in. And we figured out how to pick a city. And we figured out what the best CPC was. And we figured out how many leads that we need to send in order to close a deal. And we figured out what our cold calling script was, and how to overcome objections, and how to send a screencast, and how to close a deal. All of these different things, we got very granular on one thing. We got very simple. And that is why we succeeded. So for those that have been thinking, man, maybe I just need to add another service or another business or another revenue stream. Maybe you don't. Maybe what you need to do is get rid of 5 of them. Maybe you need to focus on one. Okay. And I'm telling you, if you are doing anything digital marketing related, okay, maybe you're in this group, you have an SEO company, or you have a website building agency, whatever it is, right? A web development. And you're like, man, that looks like an interesting business model. I want you to look at the difference in this business model between building websites for a fee and handing it over and giving them the asset, and rank and rent, where you own the asset, where you control the asset, where you scale it, where you get to have total full control and scalability from anywhere. Compare the two and tell me which one's better. For those of you that are running up SEO and you're thinking, man, this is the best business model in the world, get ready, because the winter is coming. And I don't just mean the cold, and I don't just mean the recession. I mean the bank account winter. It will come. Your clients will cancel. And I know there's probably somebody sitting there in Georgia that's going, oh, I have really good retention and I'm really good with my clients. Cool. But guess what? There will come a day when Steve can't see tomorrow, and Steve is getting divorced, and Steve can't pay his truck payment, and Steve calls you up and goes, hey, I know you've been hooking it up, man, but dude, we just got to cut back, man. We got to cut back. That's what we're dealing with here, guys. When you are doing SEO, when you are trading time for dollars, you are a commodity. Period. End of story. I would love any of you to argue me on that fact and tell me how any business model that you are doing is better than owning the asset and renting it out, where you actually have full control. It just isn't. It's just, you're not going to win. Okay. So before we get into questions, I just wanted to share this. Before you go adding another revenue stream, before you go thinking that your problem or your solution to your problem is getting the next CRM or hiring the next person or doing this or doing that or pushing someone else's product, why don't you look at where you're making money? And if you're not making money, why don't you go ahead and look at all the different revenue streams that you could potentially do within this realm and ask yourself, which one has the most upside? Which one has the most scalability? Which one's going to allow me to create the lifestyle and make the money that I said I wanted to make? And if you don't know how much money you want to make and what lifestyle you want, you've already started off on the wrong foot. Okay. That's the first step. And I probably should have started there. If you guys are in 2023 and you didn't take a couple hours to write down your goals, to write down your vision, to write down your ideal lifestyle and what you want to achieve in 2023, What are you doing, man? What are you freaking doing? You're probably the same person that's taking ice baths and reading 52 books and you ain't making jack shit. Okay. How many people, out of curiosity, how many people are doing ice baths on this call? How many people are doing ice baths on this call? I would be very curious. How many of y'all are doing ice baths? Oh, we just had to drop in numbers. Guess there's 3. 3 people just did ice baths. They're going to do another ice bath. Thank you, Michael. No, I got no beef with ice baths. We were talking about this on the way down. If you got a bad back or something, or you've been playing sports, cool. But dude, how much time you spend in doing the ice bath? Like how many minutes does it take you to get the ice? And how many minutes does it take you to fill up the tub? And how many minutes does it take you to set up your phone so you could take a picture? And then you could tag Wim Hof, you could tag Ed Milet, and you could tag freaking David Goggins. Why don't you go do some shit so you can write a book? Yeah, I hope that stung. Numbers dropping a little bit. Looks like we found everybody out. No, I'm not. Shane says, don't hate on the ice bath. I'm going to hate on the ice bath all damn day. Guys, I get it. I get it. I get it. Why don't we get to 10K and get our money right before we worry about the fucking ice bath? Huh? 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 All right, guys, let's jump into questions. Let's jump into questions. Herman says, forget ice baths. I want to get rich so I can get a hot tub. Let's go. Herman's got the mindset, bro. Herman's got the mindset. Kyle, you hear that? Herman's got the mindset. Kyle, give me a bath going, bro. Let's get some bubble bath, dude. Let's finish this call. All right, let's jump into some questions. Guys, by the way, there's probably someone on here that's offended. Good. Okay. I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, if you are not making 10K or you're not making 20K and you are worried about doing an hour ice bath, and I'm talking the whole prep, getting the ice, filling it up, doing the video, posting on social media, seeing what our friends said on the comments, and just freaking the ultra jerk off, then what are we doing, guys? We're here to make money, not take pictures of ice baths. Okay. Good night. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I did say before the call that anybody that posted on the other thread gets precedence. I'm going to give priority to those questions. So let me just double check to see if there was any questions on that thread. If there weren't, we're going to jump right into question and we're going to bang out some questions. Kyle, when you get a sec, if you could monitor if I'm missing any questions that are just solid questions, let me know. I know you're doing your thing though. Let me see where this at. Okay, let's check this out. Were there any questions on this? Nope. Okay, easy. Okay, I'm going to go back to the live and let's look at the comments. Any questions on this? Oh man, we've got sexy guy talking. Boom. That's your boy. That's your boy. Okay, here we go. Let me scroll up really quick and let's do this. All right. First question. Emmanuel Gonzalez says, have you experienced the business operations verification from Google? Do a little more clarification, Emmanuel. I do not know what you're referencing. Please be specific and I'll get to it. Drop it down again. Okay. What I mean by that is, what do you mean by the business operations verification? Which part of it are you talking about? Bruce Nilhoff. And Bruce, what's up, G? I know who you are. Can you run all accounts in an MCC account under one payment method credit card? That's how I do it. Okay. That is how I do it. I run all my stuff under an MCC. For those that are new, what that means is it's within Google. When you go to Google the first time and you set up an ad, it's going to just be one account and you're going to be setting up one campaign inside one account, right? And so what you have to do if you want to manage and keep everything organized and everything, at some point, you're going to switch to a MCC account. I think it stands for My Client Center. What this is going to allow you to do is you're going to be able to create different accounts and different campaigns so you can have a different account for each one of your sites / clients. So I run all of my accounts, everything on my MCC on one card. Okay. Now, somebody is probably going to go, well, I tried doing that and I got banned or I got suspended, whatever. There's probably some other factors that played into that. But yes, I've been doing this for years and years and years. I just checked today. I've spent $1.28 million on Google ads, and I've been running that shit under one MCC account since day one. All right, Alan, that's a good question, by the way. Alan says, got ads running, have impressions, no conversions. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with the site then, but I don't know what the fuck is wrong. Okay, so he says he's got ads running, good. You have impressions, but no conversions, AKA no leads. So yes, what you have to realize, guys, and this is, I'm going to kind of teach you something here that's a little bit deeper. This is the same with sales as it is with ads. Wherever you're having a problem, okay? If you are, let's just talk about sales first. Let's say you're not closing deals. Well, if you're not closing deals, immediately what you're going to think is you're going to go, oh man, I got to fix my closing. There's something I'm saying or something I'm not saying. I got to fix my closing. But from somebody that's been doing sales for 10 years, I'm here to tell you, it's probably not how you're closing. It's probably a step or two prior. So what you need to do is you need to go, first of all, am I qualifying people? Am I talking to the right people? Because you might be talking to people that have no interest in paying for ads or paying for leads, and therefore you're not closing. You could say everything right, but you're talking to the wrong person, you're not going to close. Make sense? Likewise, when you are sending leads, you might be doing what my boy Eugene was doing. You're sending the leads, but you're sending them wrong. You're not doing a live transfer. You're just texting the lead and you're getting on the call not knowing why they're not closing. Come to find out, you're sending 20 leads and the business owner is getting a hold of 2 and he's not even closing either of those 2. And that's why you're not closing. So I'm just here to tell you, usually when you have a problem with sales and with ads, it's not that step, it's a previous step. So you're like, okay, man, I'm not getting clicks, or I'm not getting conversions. So here's my question. Okay. Are you getting clicks? Because if you're getting impressions, but you're not getting clicks, that means you have a problem with your actual ad, right? Because your ad's getting shown to people and it's not compelling enough to click on it. If you're getting, let's say, for example, clicks, but you're not getting calls, then you probably have a problem with your site. Okay. And you can keep going. If you're paying for ads, or you have ads set up, but you're not getting impressions, then maybe your ads are set up wrong. Okay. So, or maybe your budget's wrong or whatever. You just have to look at the step or 2 previous. Great question. Oh, Daniel, I don't know if this was a follow-up question, but he says, just an example, but I've been doing research. Let me see if I can find out what you're asking there. Try to clarify that a little bit. Weston is responding. He says, must be the landing page or you targeting people without buying intent. That's facts. And that could be that you have the wrong keywords as well. So look at that. You got to make sure you got to start at the beginning and make sure everything is done properly, but it's usually a step or 2. So yeah, that could be it. It could be you have the wrong keywords, could be you have the wrong ads, but to really narrowly be able to look at which part to start with, you need to find out which one you're not getting. Are you not getting clicks? Great. Your ad probably sucks. Okay. You're not getting impressions. Your budget's not high enough. You got the wrong keywords, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the whole game. All right. Shannon's in Toronto, Canada. Shout out to Toronto. Shout out to Drake. Love it. All right. Here we go. Herman, when scaling a digital agency, how do you keep your tracking numbers organized without getting confused on what lead is from what site? I can't imagine owning multiple digital properties all coming in from one phone. You use a call tracking service, bro. You use CallRail. You use something like CallRail. And guess what? Inside of CallRail, you could set up an individual account, an individual company inside of CallRail. And within that company, every time that phone number rings, then it's going to tell you, it's going to do a whisper message. You could set it up so it says, new lead from Milwaukee Concrete, new lead from Las Vegas Duct Cleaning, new lead from Las Vegas Escort Service, right? Is that the one you did? Yeah. Isaac's trying out the escort service niche.
I'm doing breast augmentation.
Yeah. Well, and the breast. No, everyone starts jumping on the freaking, I'm going to see 100 comments on YouTube. Is escort service a good niche? Guys, it's a joke. Okay. It's a joke. If you want to ask that question, go ask Lamar Odom, not me. All right. Okay. So that's that. Yeah. It's get a call tracking service. If you're asking a different question, I misunderstood it. Let me know, but that is the answer. Question. This is just an example, but when I'm doing research for a potential niche, if I look up cement company, there's a lot of ad competition, but if I search concrete or concrete contractor, there are no ads popping up. Seems like this might be easy for you to answer, but am I just not seeing ads for concrete contractor concrete? I'm using a private browser, same city, and I don't see why they wouldn't be running ads for those keywords. So it's a good question. First of all, why are you typing in cement company? Because the very first step, and the reason I'm kind of chuckling is the very first step in doing this, the very first step in even picking the city, okay, Daniel, you need to know what keywords you're going after. You need to know what keywords you're going after. And the way to go out to figure out how to know what keywords to go after, I did a YouTube video on this just very recently, and I called it like how to know when you shouldn't go into a city, or what not to do into a city, whatever. It's something about not going into a city. Okay. By the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're missing out. Okay. Every single day, new videos, every single day, new YouTube video, new short every single day. So check it out. And it's different content than this. But anyway, I answered this question. You need to know what keywords. How do you do that? Well, you go and you pick your niche. Let's say it's concrete. And then what you need to do is you need to go and look up using a tool, what keywords are the most searched keywords in relation to that niche. So if with concrete, I know for a fact, the most highly searched term is concrete. The actual word concrete. Okay. That's number one. I know the second most searched term is concrete contractors. I believe it's been a minute. Concrete contractors. And I think the third is concrete companies or something there, around that. Okay. You need to compile a list of about 10 terms, the most highly searched terms. Now, you don't even need to worry about the city at this point. You just need to do the terms first. Then you need to go through those terms and you need to ask yourself, Daniel, myself, or Nick, if I was looking for concrete and I searched that term, would I be somebody that was likely to buy concrete or buy concrete installation? Okay. So for example, if one of the most highly searched terms is concrete ready mix, ask yourself, if I was a concrete company or if I was a customer and I typed in concrete ready mix, am I looking to have somebody pour concrete? And the answer is no. I'm a cheap bastard and I'm trying to do it on my own. And I've got the club membership at Lowe's. Okay. And I spend ungodly amounts of time in my yard and tinkering around in my garage to save a buck. Okay. That's the type of person I am. No problem with that. I got a father-in-law that does that, all that kind of stuff, fixes on sprinkler, that kind of stuff. My father-in-law is not somebody that I would want to call my website and me to hand off the lead, because he's just not going to spend the money. Right. So you need to use your intuition. Which of these keywords can we get rid of? Cheap concrete. I don't want people searching for cheap concrete. That person is a penny pincher. It's a tire kicker. It's a looky-loo, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. That is not what I want. So you need to go through, figure out your keywords. And then I hope you're doing this. I hope you're going through clearing your browser and going to incognito and you're typing in the keywords to see which companies are showing up for those terms. Okay. And when you do that and you type, then you start adding the city, then you're going to start seeing some of these ads pop up. But to answer your question a little bit further, sometimes when you search, like I think sometimes we think, like I've had students and just people in general, they go and set up an ad and they go, yeah, I went to, let's say they're doing an ad in Las Vegas duct cleaning, right? And they get done, they set up their ad and they immediately go and they type in duct cleaning Las Vegas. And they text me or they post in the group or they message me and go, Nick, I searched for Las Vegas duct cleaning. It's the main keyword and it was on my keyword list and I didn't see that. It's like, dog, there's 100 different factors that could go into that, right? Just because you're paying for ads doesn't mean Google's showing your ad every time. Could have already used the budget. Maybe it was clicked on too many times. Maybe a competitor already used it the budget, right? Maybe Google just decided not to show it that time because of where your IP address was. There's 100 different factors. So when you are doing this manually, when you're looking at who's running ads, you just have to kind of get creative and you have to do different things. You have to search from incognito. You have to try different search terms. There's a couple tools out there that you can use that will allow you to do it. And it makes it look like you're searching from somewhere else. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Alex says, do you start off primarily PPC campaigns, then choose which ones to build assets for? 100% of them. 100%. That's called pre-selling, dog. 100% of the deals that I do, I set up an ad, I run it to a landing page, I get a couple leads, I give them a couple leads, and then once I get the deal, once I get the card, once we have the contract for 6 months or more, that is when I go, okay, I'm going to now build the asset and I'm going to use his money or her money or their money, my client's money, to build out the asset that I own. Got it? Beautiful. Bajut Afrozet. That sounded pretty damn good, dude. What do you think, bro? That's pretty good. Bajut. He says, how much money do we need for ads for closing a client? Well, that depends on how good you are at closing, right? I think the better question, or the question maybe you're trying to ask, is how much money do we need to get a client onto a sales call or onto a closing call? That also really depends, okay? Because here's the deal, is like, if you go run the ads the wrong way, you're going to spend a lot more money than I'm going to spend, because I know how to run them. I know what to say. I know how to set up the ad. I know what keywords to use. I know all these different factors. So I'm going to be able to do it for less than you. Okay. But I will tell you this, because I kind of know the question that you're getting at, which is like, how much money does it cost to acquire a client by running ads? I will tell you this, for me, I usually see that it costs me between $100 and $150 to get a customer onto a sales call. And then I close them every single time. Okay. So for somebody like me that's been doing it a long time and I'm closing at the rate I am, the reason I close every single time is because I don't get on the phone with someone unless I know I'm going to close them. Like I'm not wasting an hour of my life, because I just know when they're going to close and when they're not. I've done this long enough. So for me, it's usually between $100 and $150. Now, when I started, there were times when I did a $500 and I had to get on the phone with 3 different business owners, or I made a mistake. Excuse me. One of the things that I did wrong, for example, is I ran a campaign and I could not figure out why this campaign was not producing leads. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Right. And after a while, you know what I realized? I went back into my ad and I had done everything how I usually do it, but I had 100% missed the step. I completely spaced it and just did it wrong. I forgot to set the location. So guess what? My ads were targeting the entire United States of America. So imagine an ad that says concrete Fayetteville, North Carolina. And it's showing up to somebody in Las Vegas, Nevada, or Salt Lake City, Utah. No one's clicking on it, right? Because it's like, dude, that's not even my area. I wonder why that's even showing. Somehow, some way, I got lucky and figured that out. But I spent $200-300 before I even figured that out. So that one cost me a lot. So guys, that's the thing that frustrates me, is sometimes people, they're like, hey, I spent $1,000 on ads, or I spent $100 on ads, or I spent $5,000 on ads. It's like, bro, go spend $1 million and then hit me up. Okay. Go spend $1 million and hit me up, and then we'll talk. Okay. And that is the exact reason why we've seen so many people that have had quick success, is because they want to shortcut. They want to not spend the money on ads. They want to know exactly all the things that they should do and shouldn't do. And that's why they get into digital landlords. And that's where we go over all of that stuff. So for those of you guys that are like, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to spend the money to get into that. That's completely fine. I'm going to keep showing up on these calls, but you also have to realize you are going to have to spend some money to learn some of the lessons that I've spent over the last 6 years learning. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. That was as best I could answer it, because there's so many different variations of that. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Shane again says, don't hate on ice baths. Bro, you take an ice bath, Shane? Let's see. Shane claims he's got the freeze already prepped less than 3 minutes. All right, Shane, I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, bro. I'm going to have you pitch me on the ice bath and show me how fast you can do it. And we're going to talk about it. Maybe you can try and sell me on the ice bath, bro. But until then, I'm going to keep talking smack on it. Okay, let's see. Aaron, on average, how long do you retain each client that you close? Good question, Aaron. So here's what I found. I don't have an exact statistical analysis of exactly how many months and how many days on average, at what price point, and all this different stuff. I don't have that, okay? I've always been someone that focuses more on getting the next deal, growing the company, doing that, than trying to just get really granular with the costs and all that kind of stuff, okay? I'm not saying that's the right way. That's just how I've done, and I've done pretty well. So I will tell you this. If you can get a client, right, you get the deal, and let's say it's a 3-month contract or a 6-month contract, the attrition or the retention is going to be the hardest in that 3 to 6 months, whatever that first contract is. Okay. That's where you're going to have the most follow-up. That's where it's like you're even though you got the deal, you got the card, you're still earning people's trust. Okay. So what I'm getting at is if you can get people past that first initial agreement, that first 3 to 6 months, and get them to re-sign up with you, you will find that people are very, very easy to retain and they stay with you for a long, long time. And I was just barely at lunch with somebody literally an hour ago. In fact, he might be on this call. Let me tag. Let me see. Is Dave in here? Dave. Yeah, he is. Dude, I'll tag him. I was just really at lunch with Dave Prince. He may jump on, he may not. I'm here in Vegas. He's here in Vegas. And I was telling him, I said, dude, I have this client. I've been working with this towing client. I signed him up on January. It was the very first week of January, 2019. Okay. Not a banger deal, $500 a month. Okay. Not a banger deal. It's $500 a month. He's been with me. There's been no gaps, no pauses. He's been with me to this day. We had a charge this week. He has still stayed and continued to stay with me to this very day. All right. And I pulled up my phone. We're sitting at lunch and I pulled up my phone. I typed in his name and I have not sent him a text. I haven't talked to him on the phone in longer than this. I have not even texted him since July of 2021, y'all. What is that? 18 months? 18 months I haven't talked to this guy. Okay. So Aaron, you have to do a great job. You have to deliver results during those first 3 to 6 months. You have to earn their trust. And the only way to earn their trust fully is make sure that they make money. If you can do that and you can get them to re-sign a deal after that initial contract, you are golden. The chance of them canceling, the chance of the attrition going up, the chance of them calling you and saying, hey man, we're going to cut tie, it's very, very low. Okay. It's the highest in those first 6 months. Great question. Great job, Aaron. I love all your questions, bro. I love seeing the hustle, dude. Excited to start working together here shortly. Okay. Daniel says 10K before we worry about the ice bath. Freaking man. Uzair, what's up, bro? He says he got 2 people on the hook today. Anyone that doesn't know what that means Uzair called the business owner. He cold called the business owner. He said, hey, Mr. Business Owner. Hey, Mrs. Business Owner. I'm going to give you a couple of free leads in exchange for a phone call in a couple of days. And he was able to hook 2 people today. So nice work, bro. Way to put in. And he did a laughy face because he probably is realizing this is not that hard. It is not that difficult. Okay. Next question. Joseph. I've heard you say that you have your own call center. Is there a benefit to a call center for someone? Okay. Good question. I need to address this because some of you guys have probably seen my video where I'm closing a deal. Maybe you've seen my video where I have done a live call and you hear me talking about this live transfer and how we tell people we have a call center, all this stuff, which is actually, or at the time was true. Okay. What I used to do is as part of the deal is we would get the deal and I would tell them, hey, we can do this. We can actually continue to live transfer you the leads for X amount of money per month. Okay. And we would do that for people. I do not recommend that. I do not do that anymore. In my head, again, remember what I said at the first of this call? When I wasn't making money, I had 100 different revenue streams. That was actually one of them I didn't mention. In my head, I was like, hey, if we can just, charge people an extra $200 and do their live transfer on their leads, and then we can just make that its own company. We can have a call center, man. It's such a good idea, right? No. So no, you don't need that. So here's what I do is when I go and talk to the business owner, what I do is I let them know, hey, these first couple leads, I'm going to live transfer these so that I can let you see what they look like. And you don't have to spend a bunch of time and all that stuff. And I can sift through them. And I always position it as a good thing. I say, once we do that, once we work something out and get something on paper, I'm going to take myself out of the mix and I'm just going to send them straight to you. That way I'm not slowing down the process. And I position it as a good thing and it works like a charm. Okay. Great question. Drew Danielle with the comment of the freaking year of 2023 says, don't jerk off in ice bath. with with the writing, bro. That is an incredible comment, bro. I wish more than anything we were sitting in a classroom. I could throw you some kind of a snack, like a little bag of fruit snacks for that comment. Amazing, bro. Yes, that is the takeaway from today. Okay, here we go. William says, how exactly do you, by the way, just so everybody knows, if you guys have questions for Cowboy Kyle, if you have questions for Mr. Ike, who looks like he's 10, okay, who asked me for shaving cream the other day, and I said, what in the hell would you need shaving cream for, bro? You got 2 hairs and they ain't even on your face. If you got questions for one of these 2 individuals that's related, by the way, both of these individuals are closing deals. Both of these guys have closed deals and are closing deals. So if you have questions for them from people that, you know, are 10 and somebody that's a cowboy, I can totally, guys, Kyle literally sounds like he's from Southern Louisiana and he's closing deals. Okay. Isaac looks 10 and sounds like he was born inside of Drake's house. And anyway, so they're closing deals. So don't worry about it. If you have questions for them, make sure that you ask them. Okay. How exactly do you manage billing, invoicing, and tax? Do you act as a marketing agency? Yeah, I act as a marketing agency. I don't want to give financial advice because I don't want to get in trouble. How I do it, though, is I have a company that I pay, and that company does everything for me. I pay a little monthly fee. They keep track of all my write-offs, all my everything. We do our taxes at the end of the year. I just use a company they do all that for me. And here's the kicker though. How do you handle invoicing? Bro, I don't invoice. I do what's called flat fee lead gen. It's called banging the card, baby. I bang the card so hard, it terrifies people. I bang that sucker like you have no idea, like there's no tomorrow. And guess what? I will tell you, this is a funny question you asked this, because I remember in 2019 when I was doing pay-per-lead deals and I was sitting there with Kyle at the time going, Kyle, we're spending so much time figuring out how many leads we sent them and how many we should invoice for. And is this a good lead? Is this a bad lead? Did they answer the phone? Did they schedule them? Blah, blah. And so in 2020, when we said, screw it, we're done with pay-per-lead. If for no other reason, you switch from pay-per-lead to flat fee lead gen, just for the sake of not having to deal with invoicing, you have done yourself a great favor. Okay. So that's how I do. I use a company. Okay. Emmanuel Gonzalez, for the business verification operations, ask for my client's business docs. Do you ask your client? Oh, I see. Do you ask your clients for documents? Emmanuel, that is a really good question. I am happy to answer that off script. Anything that I say can and will be used against me. So I am not going to respond to that right now. All I will say is you are free to get creative. I do not promote breaking any laws. So maybe hit me up privately as to creative ways to circumvent the policies. Okay. That is not breaking law. That is called circumvention. Okay. That is figuring out ways to get around things. So yeah, I can answer that off script. All right. Raymond Scott's in Miami. I think I knew that. Let's go to the next one. Michael Smith. I was seeing some crazy different numbers from traffic in different tools. Some 0. I already know where this is going. I'm going to answer it real quick. Tools suck. Tools are liars. Tools are not accurate. Don't worry about the tool being accurate, please. Okay. What you need to do is you need to pick a tool. I don't care if it's Google Trends, Google Keyword Planner, Google whatever, SEMrush, SEMrush, whatever they say, Mangools. It doesn't matter. They're all wrong. None of them are accurate. They're all going to be different. All you need to do is you need to figure out what does the tool that you're going to use, what is accurate for that tool. And so what I do is I take a site that I know is ranking and that I know is getting most of the leads in that city. Okay. And I type it in that tool. I type in the main terms and I go, okay, I've been running this site. Excuse me. I've had this site live. It's been ranking for 12 months, 14 months, 16 months, 18 months. And it's been getting an average of 30 leads per month. Okay. And I'm ranked number 1 in the maps. I'm ranked number 1 Google. Okay. And this tool, let's say SEMrush, says that there's 30 people searching a month. Okay. So I can safely assume that if it says 30, then it's accurate. And then you just base it off of that. You got it. It's all about comparisons, all about ratios. These tools are completely inaccurate. They're complete bullshit. So it's not about which tool is right or wrong. They're all wrong. It's about just picking one and then figuring out that tool, right? Figuring out like, it's like, I don't know if you guys had you probably didn't. Kyle might relate to this because he kind of grew up a little bit more hillbilly like me. But like, I remember we had this old truck and the gas gauge wouldn't work. But we knew when the gas gauge got to, when it said a quarter, whatever, we had X amount of miles before it was empty because we had literally gone and driven it until the gas had run out. And so we just knew. So picture the truck that has the gas gauge or the gas tank that doesn't work. You have to just know and learn and get a feel for it. And that takes some time, and that takes some messing around, some searching, some comparing, and then stick with one tool. Don't be tool bouncing, okay? That's called a tool slut, and I don't like it. Hard pause. Just kidding, bro. That's actually the truth, though. Let's see. Do you have a specific ad strategy you use for better ROAS conversion? No, I do not. And I'm going to be very blunt with that question because I do not overthink my ads. Shane has a good point. By the way, shout out to Shane. Shane is somebody that went from carpet cleaner to digital landlord. This is the year he's going to run things up. We have a really funny backstory. I tried to sell him some carpet cleaning leads, worst niche on the planet history, thanks to this guy right here that linked us up. And we pitched him at the most bullshit deal ever, and he didn't take it. Says my live video ended. That's weird. Does it still show it's live for you guys? Let me see. I think I'm some. Whoa. Did we end? It says I'm still on, dude. Can y'all hear me? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Is my camera still on? Let me see. Yourself. Yeah, dude. What's up here, bro?
I can still see. I can see in the strand.
You can still see it? Dude, I'm gonna have to go back live. I'm live. It's like it just got disconnected. Hold on. Shout out to Jack, dog. Interesting. Not sure what happened there. That was weird. This is still a recording too. At least we got the full recording. Let me know if it pops back into Facebook, dude.
They don't like refreshing.
I just did it, just barely. Let me know if you can see it now. Super weird. Let's see here.
Okay, yeah, you're back.
I'm back.
Yep.
All right, guys, if you can hear me, let me know. Still good? Looking for a comment. Can anybody hear me? You know, the thing that sucks, I'm gonna have to go back to the other stream and answer questions from that one. Let me look at it real quick. That was so weird. Just died. For a comment. Can anybody hear me? Yeah, I can hear myself.
Yeah, it's just live on my end. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just go to the comments here. What the hell? Okay, Brian Jones says yes. Let me just see if I can pull up the question. I'll answer a couple more questions before we end this thing. I think it's still like processing though. Give me a second here. It says live video has ended. It'll be available soon. Guys, I apologize if any of you asked questions and I did not answer them. As soon as this pops up, I'm going to answer a couple more questions, but if you can re-ask your question, I will get to it really, really quick. We got about 10 more minutes and then we're going to jump off this call. So if you have questions, let me know. Again, as soon as this becomes available, I will jump in there and go back to questions that were asked. Hang tight. Let me see here. That's my current live. Brian Jones says he can hear me. What else we got here? Come on now. Dude, that's going to be such a bummer if that thing just died, dude. We were just cranking, bro. Oh, shit. All right, well, we got some people on this live. I apologize. Hey, Kyle, will it? Yeah, it looks like I'm back. Hey, Kyle, since you're an admin, are you an admin in this group?
Yeah.
Will you do the at everyone tag? Because I can't. I can only do it once a day. Or Isaac, can you? Will you go to the Facebook Live, the current one?
And then just comment.
Comment and do at everyone so everyone can see that we're actually like back live. I don't know what happened. That was weird. The hell? Okay, well, it looks like we got a few people. Shane's back. Magus is back. Okay, boom. Kyle just said it. So, guys, you have any other questions? Let me know. Gosh, dang it, internet. So, you know what, though? I would rather deal with this issue than deal with the issue of somebody telling me when I can take a shit and how long I can be in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with bad internet. I'd rather deal with having to use the everyone tag and put up with Kyle and put up with Krantz than I would have with someone telling me when and when I can't take a shit. I mean, come on, y'all. All right. Let's see if I can pull this up. Give me a second. Dang it. Any other questions you guys are free to ask? I'm sorry. Somebody just said what happened. I don't know. Literally sitting here and the thing just went out, dude. Just went out. Maybe I should have taken that as a sign, but I do not know. Okay. Mohammed says just started running the ads. Let's see. Dope. All right. Okay. Mike says, what's the best way to track your leads that come in? The way that I have done it, I mean, there's a couple different ways. You can set it up with like a CRM. You could use, there's a couple of good ones that are out there. Shout out to my boy, Patrick Shannon. He has a dope product called LeadSnap. I know that High Level is a good product. Some of you guys that have seen my videos have probably seen that, like when I do my screencast, I have this dashboard that I show people. What I did is I went to a developer and I told the developer, because at the time I was running pay per lead campaigns and this invoicing thing was a total pain. So it was actually Kyle's idea. I got to give Kyle credit. He's like, dude, why don't we just create this software product where if a lead comes in, because guys, when I started doing this, we were literally, the leads would come in and we would take the information into a spreadsheet and we would go, okay, North Carolina, Fayetteville, concrete, name, phone number, blah, 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 blah. And then we'd have color coordinated stuff. Oh, we sent the lead. Guys, it was an absolute nightmare. So what we started doing is went to this developer because of Kyle's idea. We went and said, what if every time an email comes in from CallRail, that the email is scraped and it's pushed into this little just basic, you know, like you could just view this portal, and we can have it separated by clients, et cetera. So we just had this simple software built. It was a custom thing that we did, not necessary. It would have been a lot cheaper to just use something like High Level, something like LeadSnap. But at the time I didn't know. And at the time I needed it so that I could invoice, and we set it up so that I could have it and I could push send invoices, and it would calculate how many leads were sent that were good leads per our definition with the customer. It would calculate how much we had agreed to charge them, and it would send the invoice through QuickBooks. I mean, it was such a catastrophe. We did figure it out, but it was way more work than we needed to actually do. So I would do like a LeadSnap. And if you guys want, one of these days I'm going to get Patrick on. He's in this group actually. He's a great guy running his own stuff, fully endorse his stuff. So if you guys want to use that, I can link you guys up. I know a lot of you guys are using that. Okay. What do we have here? Yes, I have one question. Last one. Why would Google trust ads we are running when we are creating random one pagers for different cities? Why would they have to trust us? All Google cares about is making money, right? And so all we need to do is we need to prove that we're somebody that's not doing something that's going to, you know, hurt them, something that's going to, excuse me, cause a big PR scene. We got to just make sure of that. As long as we're not doing anything crazy, Google doesn't have to like us or trust us. We just have to not do anything too crazy, okay? Because at the end of the day, Google's biggest revenue stream is through this little product known as Google Ads, okay? So I wouldn't worry too much about that. If the time comes when I feel like because it's a one pager, I'm not getting, you know, clicks and I'm not getting leads, then I'll just build a site. That's fine. But guys, here, let me answer your question this way. Magus, I think that's how you say it. Magus is how many times, I don't know how long you've been in this game, but let me say it like this. I can't tell you how many times I've been doing research on a city and I click on one of the top competitors. Let's say it's like Jack's Tree Service. And I click on the website and I ask myself, what century was this site built in? And who built it? And why has the pictures not been updated in 25 years? And it's literally says Jack's Tree Service. It has one picture. It's not mobile friendly, none of that. Okay. How many times you guys see, or better yet, the GoDaddy sites that are literally like one picture, a little bit of text and a phone number. Okay. So I don't care if they trust me. I just need them to show my ad. And if the time comes when I think that they're not showing my ad because it's a one pager, then I'll switch. But I've made too much money doing that to think that. And guys, it's not the long-term play. We just need the one pager to set up the ads, to get a couple leads, to close the deal. Then we're going to use their money to build out the legitimate site. This is a temporary thing. So it doesn't matter. It's just a temporary thing. Okay. I'm going to see if there's one or two more I can answer that are quick. What order of SEO steps? I don't have time for that one. That's a good question though. Oh, Alan says, for my previous question, my ads do get clicks, just not conversions. Yeah, I would check out my landing page and my keywords. Is it what next steps I would do, Alan? Okay. Maggie says, I have a friend who's doing this too, and after a few months, their own PPC stopped working after a month or two. And I think it's because, or that could be, but you know what else is, if that's not confirmed, you know what else is interesting? It's Christmas. It's also a recession. It's also cold as shit. So whoever your friend is, I would have them wait until the spring and see if that changes. Tell them to pause and in 2 months, kick it back on, or 3 months, kick it back on. And then let's see. But guys, I think sometimes we forget. It's like, my ads aren't going. Dog, it's Christmas. How many people on this stream put in 40 hours last week? Most of you guys, not most of you guys, but some of you guys were at like some ski resort and didn't even have your phone. Okay. Some of these business owners are in Florida right now, getting a tan on their stomach that hasn't seen the sun in 9 months. Okay. So we have to remember there's other factors that play into it. And I think sometimes something happens and we automatically assume it's like, oh, it's got to be the one pager. Or it could be the fact that we are in a recession, or it could be the fact that there's something weird going on in the world, or it could be a weather-related issue, or it could be the time of year, meaning it's freaking Christmas. So whoever your friend is, have them wait till the spring. Don't change a thing. Run the exact same ad, and let's see what happens. It could just be a time of year thing, okay? So I wouldn't assume that without knowing. Good question, though. Let's do one more. Let's answer Bruce's question, okay? Bruce says, after inking a deal, when you build the real site, do you switch the ads from the one pager to the actual site right away? Now, yes. And what I mean by that is, now that I have a bunch of deals, I got money coming in, I've got my bills paid and it's flowing, I immediately do that because I have a team in place. I have a project manager that manages my entire company. I have 4 VAs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're a one-man band, Bruce, for example, I don't know if you are at this point or not, but let's say you are, and you get a deal, then I'm going to tell you, okay, cool. That's your first deal. Now you're making $1,500 a month, $1,200 a month, $2,000 a month. Awesome. Is your time better spent taking a week off and building out that site? Or is your time better spent going and getting a second deal and a third deal and a fourth deal? And for those of you that are starting, I'm going to argue that it might be a good idea to go get 3, 4, 5 of these things and then go build out your sites, or be building them as you go. But don't focus, don't make time or prioritize the things that have to be done at some point for the things that are going to move the needle. And the thing that's going to move the needle is getting another deal when you're starting out, because you need to get out of your job and free up some hours and pay the bills, et cetera. Even though the site does need to be built, I'm not saying neglect that or don't do that. Give priority to the thing that needs to get priority. And a lot of times we get that first deal and we go, oh, thank goodness. Now I can post and I can be stoked and I got that deal. And now I can go build out this website and I can buy another 2 weeks of not doing any cold calls or any prospecting. And I can sit there and be proud of myself. Or you can get that deal. You can get everything situated, get the Stripe run, get the contract signed, and you can go, I'm going to go with another one. Because you know when the best time to get a deal is? It's after you got your first deal, because you have momentum, you have confidence, you have no fear of loss. So it depends. If you're in a spot where you have a team and you have money, yeah, go switch it immediately. Of course, we want to get that site ranking, want to get an index, all that stuff. But if you're like, hey, I got to get to 10K as soon as possible, then I don't think it's necessary. I think go get a couple deals, go get second deal, third deal, fourth deal, fifth deal, go get to 10K, go get to 5K, go get to whatever your number is to pay your bills, and then go build the website. That's my 2 cents. Okay, let me do one more. Rohan says, is a city niche combo that's competitive for GMB, but non-competitive for organic search still good? How do you define? I guess that's a good question, bro, because it depends on how you define. What would you define as competitive with GMB? Like, how do you define GMB? Those are so strongly correlated, in my opinion. The people that are in the GMB most likely are going to be ranked organically. And if they're not, that's a strong indication that it's actually not a competitive city, in my opinion. So without knowing your definition of competitive in a GMB, are you going off of sheer site? Like, are you saying, hey, I looked at the citations and they've got a lot of citations. I don't give a shit about citations. Cool. Okay. How do you define competitive? Okay. Guys, I will try to answer that question. If you give me some more context, I'll try and come in and answer it. Thank you guys for being on. Sorry for jumping on a second time and having to jump on and then off, etc. Don't know what happened. That's technology. But again, it's better than to getting told when to take a shit, in my opinion. Also, last thing, really, really quick. I don't do this. I was reminded recently by myself and some of the internal team. I've been my whole career in this business. I've been a part of these groups where every time there's a live stream, it's pitch, 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 pitch. Oh, we got this new product. We got this, buy that, get on this event, do this. And so when I started this group, oh my heck. It says this post something, something, something. Is this my video? I just got a thing that said post. Oh my.
I think you're still live.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll get off of here. Am I still live? Because I just got a thing that said this post goes against community standards, blah, blah, blah. It's probably.
Yeah, you're good. So.
Oh, sweet. It's the first stream. That's why. Guess what, Facebook? I recorded it, dog, and I'm going to post it again. Sucks. Sorry, your wife shut you down last night, bro. Yeah, Zucks. I know you're hearing this somewhere. Don't care, bro. I'm going to post this right back up. Take it down. I recorded it, dude. I recorded this entire thing. I'm going to post the full thing. So anyone that's worried about that, this is going down. I'll post it again. Zucks can suck it. I don't care. Am I still live?
Yeah.
100%? Sure?
Yeah.
All right. If I'm live, if not, I have the recording. But guys, I came from a place where it was pitch, 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 pitch. And I got so turned off by it that I purposely go the other way. So I do want to let you guys know, like, even though I don't talk about it, I don't share it a lot. The people that are having the greatest success in this group and in this world that at least that I know of and that are associated with this rank and rent model are the ones that are getting that are smart enough to buy the blueprint, that are smart enough to buy their way and condense time. And so any of you guys are like, hey, I like this. I don't want to have to learn all these little nuggets, like all these 100 questions, have to go and learn it myself and spend thousands on ads and pick out the city and niche and this, that, all these different things. There is a quicker way. It's called Digital Landlords. There's a link somewhere in the group. Go find it. And guys, it's 2023. Stop taking ice baths, Shane. No, I'm just kidding, bro. But for real, let's focus this year. First of all, figure out what we want. What are the things we want to accomplish? What are the things that how much money do we want to make? What do we want our life to look like? Number one. Okay. Number two, how are we going to get there? Let's create a roadmap for exactly how to get there. Very, very simple. And then let's spend every day making moves and doing things that are going to get us closer to that goal instead of taking ice baths or reading 52 books. Okay. Let's get off of these 1,000 different, what are they called when you what is it called when you affirmation? Stop the affirmations. We don't need to do those every single day. Just do some work, guys. Let's just go make money and then we can worry about all that stuff. Let's stop reading the books. I put this on my Facebook wall and I really pissed some people off, I think. Stop worrying about reading 52 books this year and go live a year that you could write a book about. Or stop reading 52 books this year and take that time to go write a book. Stop consuming, and go produce. All right, guys, I'm out.